Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing a Kickstarter preview for Storyfold Wildwoods. It is a new game that just came on Kickstarter today. It looks really cool. The art looks really good. It is a solo game. And yeah, we're going to run through. They put a prologue, chapter 1 tutorial, whatever you want to call it, hype game on TTS. You can play it for free right now if you have the game. Link will be in the description. And we're going to get right into it. There is no rulebook in here, so hopefully it will teach you as we play because I don't feel like reading. So, as you can see in the little sidebar, begin with the storybook, read the Call of the Wild story text, and then the text on the bottom of the page to get started. Well, without further ado, let's begin. Prologue, Call of the Wild. On a crisp morning, like so many others, Luma stood still at the edge of the river. Amidst the gentle sounds of flowing water and warmth of the early sun, a light breeze played with her hair. She savored the moment and sighed. Suddenly, a gust of wind sent a flurry of leaves past Luma's gaze. She watched in anticipation as the swirl settled atop the water, forming a trail stretching from her feet to the forest on the other side. The leaves glowed with a soft, luminescent light, beckoning her to approach. Heart pounding, Luma knelt down. She hesitated, then scooped one of the leaves into her palm. In an instant, a flash of light burst from her wrist. Luma's eyes widened, and she felt as if the world had shifted. Before she could grasp her surroundings, a vision arose from the depths of her mind. She saw a young woman and an infant child giggling amongst the tall grass of the forest. Nearby, a large, majestic deer grazed peacefully until, suddenly, its head raised sharply in distress. Then, as quickly as the vision appeared, it dispersed into shadow, leaving only an echo of distant howls. Gasping, Luma found herself back by the river. A low rumble drew her attention to a calm, powerful bear at her side. "It was her again, Brahm," she whispered, her fingers stroking the bear's silvery white fur. The visions had begun several moons ago, each time leaving her more unsettled. There was something familiar about them, but what she did not know. For as long as she could remember, she had lived and cared for the creatures at the river's edge, just as Brahm had cared for her. Her memories were distant, impenetrable, not unlike the dark forest beyond. But now something was stirring, a festering change that had spread from the forest. Critters were fleeing the woods in panic, the river had turned foul, and flowers that were meant to blossom now wilted. Even Eek, their playful squirrel friend, had not returned from his latest trip into the forest. Oh no! Did he get put down like that squirrel in New York City? Goddamn. Luma looked to Brahm, who stared back at her in expectations. She knew she could not wait any longer. The creatures are suffering, Luma thought to herself, but she had never dared to cross the river before. It's like crossing the highway for the first time when you're a kid. Welcome to Wildwoods. When you're ready, find the deck of cards that say Prologue on the front and read the first card. Okay, that's this deck right here, Prologue. If you would like to reset this deck, you can find the deck composition on the back. That's fine. That's a lot of story cards. Anyway, Prologue card 1, do not shuffle unless instructed otherwise. Return these cards to the game box after reading and resolving the instructions on each side. Why are there hands? Why are there hands? Perfect. Okay. Nope. Flip this card. Welcome to Storyfold Wildwoods. In Wildwoods, you play as a young girl, Luma, and her bear companion, Brahm, who set out to heal the forest from a dark and mysterious shadow. The story of Wildwoods experience across 5 main chapters. Each time you play, you progress through scenes until you finish the chapter. The outcome of each scene and chapter will directly impact the next. Your choices matter in Storyfold. If I had a nickel every time a video game or board game said your choices matter, and they mattered very, very inconsequentially, I would be able to buy every Kickstarter I could ever want. Prologue Card 2. This introductory chapter is a prologue, and it consists of 2 scenes, crossing the river and into the dark. The left and right panels of the storybook are known as your dashboard, and the pages you flip through form the scenes. Okay, so this is my dash, this is my dash, this is the scenes. Together, these will include all the information you need to play Wildwoods. I hope so. Turn the storybook page to scene 1, crossing the river. I think in like the real game, this is like the same thing. Like when you turn one, you turn the other, and they just couldn't implement it that way in TTS. So, okay. The top of every scene includes some story, text, instructions for setup, shadow effects, and rules and outcomes for how either Luma prevails or the shadow prevails. For now, read the story text and follow the setup instructions for crossing the river. Okay, so we're going in here. Chapter 1, or Prologue 1. I guess this is Chapter 1. Scene 1. That's what they're calling it. Scene 1, crossing the river. Despite her apprehension, Luma followed Braum as he edged toward the river and the path of glowing leaves. The vision was still fresh in her mind, and she couldn't help but think of the deer, and it seemed so frightened. Fear began to swell from somewhere deep within and pushed against Luma's heart. She reached for Braum's fur, grasping tightly as together they stepped into the water. Dun dun dun. Look at her. She's riding the bear. That's so cute. Setup. All the chords needed for this prologue chapter are included in the prologue deck. Be sure not to shuffle and follow instructions on the chords closely in order to learn how to play. Each chapter will include its own deck of chords to be placed in the chapter space. Where are the chat? I guess we'll just keep it over here for now, but I would the way they say it, they make it seem like there's a designated spot on the board. Maybe it's that thing right there that says chapter. We'll put you there. Okay, place the entire prologue deck in the chapter space on the left dashboard. After the prologue, only the current chapter story chords will be placed there. Draw prologue chord 3. I guess that's this thing? It is. Shadow effects, draw 1 creature chord. I don't know how to do that yet. Luma prevails if you light the Wildwoods by moving the light marker to the center of the Wildwood track and resolve the onwards location. Then travel to scene 2 into the dark. The shadow prevails if the shadow marker reaches the center of the Wildwood track, then travel to scene X alone in the dark. Hey! Story of my love life, alone in the dark. Anyway, we are drawing prologue chord 3. Throughout the prologue, you will be instructed to take certain cards from this deck and place them on or around the storybook as indicated. Take the Luma chord, Luma and Braum, and place it in the Luma space on the left dashboard. That looks like you. So that Luma and Braum side is face up. Oh no. Oh, we can lose the Braum? No. Take the Braum card Protect and place it below the Braum space on the left dashboard. I guess here. So let the Protect side is face up. Flip this card. Next, take the 4 action cards Explore, Light, Help, and Heal and place them below the storybook in the order shown. The 4 numbered spaces are 3 up, 4 up, 5 up, and 6 up, and the 3 blank spaces dash along the bottom of the storybook is called the river. So this is the river. The story of the river begins at the 3 up position, and the end of the river is a position immediately to the right of the last card in the river. As you play, cards will move and slide frequently within the river. Okay? So I guess technically the last chord in the river right now is Heal. Oh, here's the light marker. That's what the how we prevail, I think. Okay, then prologue 4. Take the shadow chord Lost and place it in the shadow space on the left dashboard. Space. Whatever. We are done with you. Okay, place it here. Take 2 Explore chords, Berries and Mud, and place them face down in the Explore space on the right dashboard in any order. Berries and Mud. Okay. We just put them both here. Okay, fine, good enough. In any order. Take the 2 creature cards, Waldorvark and Craw, and place them face down in the creature space on the right with the Crawly on top. Waldorvark. Makes this the Crawly. Got it. Take all the crystal tokens and place them in the crystal space on the right dashboard. Take all the sun tokens and place them in the stun place. All of them? Because in the setup right here, it just shows 2 crystals and 1 stun. We're gonna do by what the book says because they may have just added shit for the mod. So we're gonna put 2 and 1, and if we need more, we'll just take it. Then read prologue card 5. Put you in discard. Take all the location markers and place them in the location marker space on the right dashboard. Again, it only has 1. Do these even stack up nicely? They don't. Whatever, we'll put 2 because there are 2 locations. And again, if we need more, we'll just use more. Take the 5 action dice and place them next to the use dice space on the dashboard, which is right here. Hey, we have the right amount, 5. Flip this card. For the prologue, we are starting with Reduce Spirit. Take the spirit marker and place it on the spirit track, left dashboard, right here. And place it in the 4th from the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4th from the right. Okay, finally take the light and shadow markers and place them in the starting position on the Wildwood track. So this goes here. How come that doesn't have a snap point? I guess because it's a book. Okay, read 6. We are now ready to begin playing. As Luma, you will play through scenes by exploring unique locations, healing corrupted creatures, helping various critters, and attempting to bring light back to the forest. Depending on the choices you make as you play, your journey through the Wildwoods will be made easier as you help restore the light, or more difficult as the shadows close down. I'm sure I'm going to do horribly. We're going to flip this card. The top page of every scene describes the 2 ways in which a scene can end. Either Luma prevails or Shadow prevails. We've read that already. For this prologue, Luma prevails if the light marker reaches the center of the Wildwood track and you have resolved the onwards locations. Okay, which is draw story card 2. So, let's get started. That's what I like to hear. Only 13 minutes in. Each turn consists of 2 phases, the Luma phase and the Shadow phase. During the Luma phase, you control Luma's actions. Each Luma phase begins by retrieving all action dice from the use dice space and placing them in front of you. These are your available action dice. Okay. These are my action dice. Flip. The Luma phase continues by performing actions until you have used all of your dice. The actions you can perform are represented by your 4 action cards: Explore, Light, Help, and Heal. Each action card has 2 abilities, a top and a bottom. We're going to focus on learning how to use these top abilities for now. To perform an action, you will first choose an action card and pull it towards you. Next, you will select either the top or the bottom on the card and the target of your attempt. Finally, you will roll any number of available dice and attempt to gain successes. Let's see how this works. For your first action, let's choose the Explore action. Exploring the Wildwoods allows us to resolve explore locations found in the shrine. Okay, so we're going to pull this towards us. There should be like a second snap point right here, but whatever. Scenes contain both explore locations and help locations, distinguished by symbol and color. Some locations are connected by a line, requiring you to resolve them in order from left to right. Like, first we have to cross, then we have to go onwards. Got it. Using the top ability to explore action card, we will attempt to resolve the explore location cross. Gain 1 success to resolve 1 explore location. Okay, so this is an explore location because it's purple, and this is a help location because it's blue. Got it. The Explorer lesson cross requires 2 successes. Oh, as signified by there. Okay. Then we read number 9. Since we need at least 2 successes to resolve cross, let's choose to simultaneously roll 3 dice for available action dice and attempt to get 2 or more successes. Okay, we're going to resolve 3. What is a success? The Explore location... Oh, wait. Wrong card. Because the Explore action card is currently in the 3-up position of the river, Each die you roll needs a result of 3 or higher to count as one success. Makes sense. Throughout the prologue, only if you do not roll enough successes, you may roll again until you do. We will explain later what normally happens if you fail and roll enough successes. So the prologue is you just automatically win. Okay. Hooray! Okay, so let's roll first. Need 3 ups. Don't even need a cheat. I'm so good at this game. Hooray! You've rolled enough successes to resolve cross. Place a location marker on the cross locations and indicate it has been resolved. Locations with a location marker cannot be resolved again. Perfect. It looks like I will need another location marker because there is an untangled location. Number 10. When a location is resolved, if there is any text below the location, immediately read it and follow the instructions. The cross location instructs us to draw story card 1 from the chapter space. Take story card 1 from the chapter space and place it in front of you, then flip it over to reveal the card. Okay, so draw story card 1. Here's this. Story 1, flip it. A cold splash. Braum entered the chilly water without hesitation. For Luma, the bracing cold was reminded that home, along with its warmth and safety, would soon be behind him. Braum paused to glance at Luma, and with an encouraging snort, faced forward again. Whatever awaited them on the other side, they would face it together. On play, draw 1 creature card, then read prologue card 11. Am I still doing this? Okay. As you play story cards, they will help tell the story of Luma and her journey through the Wildwoods. Many cards also include an on-play effect that must be resolved immediately after you have drawn the card. Read prologue card 11. The on-play effect of story card 1 instructs us to draw 1 creature card. Draw the top creature card from the creature's space and place it in front of you. Then flip it over to reveal the creature. Oh no, it's a Crye. A corrupted Crye. Many creatures of the Wildwoods are under the influence of shadow. These creatures will take away your spirit and disrupt your plans. Flip this card. When a creature card is drawn, you immediately play it by resolving the on-play effect found on the creature. End of the river. Okay. After activation, move 1 space towards the store of the river. Okay. Read prologue card 12. To finish the action, first return all dice you use for this action to the used dice space. Thank you for your service. Then slide all the cards in the river to the left so that there are no gaps. Okay. Finally, take the action card you chose and move it to the end of the river. Your river should look like... Okay, so we're going back here. It does look like that. Flip. You still have 2 available action dice, so we can perform another action. This time, let's choose Help. Action card, an attempt to resolve the Untangle help location. Requires 1 success. Okay? We are helping. We're gonna... Help locations allow you to ask the creatures of the Wildwoods for assistance or even help them in return. Some locations, like Untangle, are not required for Luma to prevail, but provide additional rewards if resolved. Read 13. Begin by sliding the help action cards towards you. Your help action is currently a 4-up position of the river, which means each dice you roll needs to be a 4 or higher to count as 1 success. Roll both your remaining dice, again for the sake of the prologue. If you do not roll 1 or more successes, roll again. Well, let's see. 50-50 twice. Easy. Easy game of my life. Wow, I did it. Place a location marker on the Untangle location. Got it? The text below Untangle location instructs to gain 2 crystals. Crystals contain the spiritual gratitude of creatures and critters and can be used to add additional successes to your rolls. When gaining crystals, take them from the crystal space and distribute them freely on top of any of your 4 action cards. For now, let's choose to place both crystals on the light action cards. Until spent, crystals will stay with the action card as it moves through the river. Okay. Then let's finish this action by once again returning all rolled dice to the used dice, which is both of them. Then slide all the cords to the left. And then put help at the end of the river. Which, I mean, what's the point of this? Because there's no more help actions. So it's like, who cares? Following help in the river. This process is called cleaning up the river. Flip this card. Now that you have used all of your action dice, it is time to begin the shadow phase. During the shadow phase, the corrupted creature of the Wildwoods attempt to drain you of your spirit and disrupt your plans. Watch out, those bastards. The shadow phase begins by activating each creature in the river once, starting from left to right. Currently, there's only one creature, the Crye. When a creature is activated, it attacks. For every spirit icon found on the creature card, you lose one spirit. It has one. Crye loses one spirit, so move the spirit marker one space to the right. Oh no. If you are ever instructed to lose more spirit than you have remaining, you are overwhelmed by the shadow. When this happens, you must continue losing spirit from the store the spirit track and then draw a shadow card. Shadow cards represent Luma's inner turmoil. If you're ever forced to draw the final shadow card lost, you lose the chapter. Luckily, your mighty companion Braum has a special ability, Protect, that can be used once per chapter to prevent you from drawing the final chapter card. We might need his help later. No, we won't. I'm too good. During Luma phase, if Braun is not on the shadow discard pile, you may spend one from any action card to light a creature, then flip this. Or, once per chapter, instead of drawing the final shadow card, you may place this card face up on the shadow discard pile, then flip your Luma card to the Luma side. Finally, after the after activation effect on the Crye card, which instructs us to move the Crye in one position towards the start. When a card enters the river or moves into a position that already contains a card, in this example heal, it forces that card one position to the right, creating a cascading effect. Yeah, okay, it's just you just go like this. After all creatures have activated, the shadow phase continues. Advance the shadow marker one space towards the center of the Wildwoods. What? They get one? I haven't even done nothing yet. It stinks. After advancing the shadow marker, look above its space for one of the shadow effect icons. Some spaces in the track have unique icons that trigger various shadow effects, which are described in the scene setup. For this shadow effect, you are instructed to draw one creature card. Draw the remaining creature card and immediately resolve its own play effect by placing it in the +6 position. After advancing the shadow marker and resolving any shadow effects, the shadow phase ends. It's time for Luma phase. Start the Luma phase by retrieving all of your action dice from the used dice space. Then, for your first action, let's choose the light action card and attempt to light a creature. Light says, gain successes to light one creature. For every success, advance the light marker one space. Okay. Lighting a creature is a helpful way to prevent it from attacking you, stunning it momentarily with a flash of brilliant light. To light a creature, first pull the light cords towards you and choose a creature you wish to light. Let's choose the Wildwoods because it will cause you to lose more spirit than the Crye when it activates. Okay. Moving this down here. After choosing which creature to light, look to see how many yellow circles are on the bottom left of the creature card, which is 1. These are the number of successes you need in order to light the creature. The light card is currently in the 3-up position, and we need 1 success to light the Wildwoods. Choose to roll 2 dice and get at least 1 success. Got at least 1 success. Success! When you light a creature, first move it to the end of the river. Okay. Then place a stun token on the card. Now when the creature activates for the shadow phase, you will not lose spirit. Don't forget to finish your action by cleaning up the river. Remember, until crystals are spent, they will stay on their action cards whenever the card moves in the river. Okay. You still have 3 available action dice. So let's attempt to heal a creature from the shadow by choosing the heal action, which is a 6-up. No, wait. Heal. Heal is a 4-up. It's fine. To heal a creature, you must gain a number of successes equal to the number of red circles on the creature. The heal card is currently in the 4-up position in the river, and the Cry needs 1 success to heal. Roll all 3 of your available dice and get at least 1 success. Easy. When you successfully heal a creature, first remove the creature card from the river and place it face up in the creature discard pile. Okay. Then gain the number of crystals found in the bottom right of the creature card, which was 1. I guess we do keep all the crystals. The Cry rewards you with 1 crystal. For now, let's choose to also place it on the light card, along with the other. How do we need so many crystals on the light? Each card can contain a maximum of 3 crystals. Finally finish the action by cleaning up the river. Okay. Ugh. It is now the Shadow phase. The only creature to activate is the Wildwoods. Because the Wildwoods has a stun token on it, instead of losing spirit, we simply remove the stun token. Okay. Then follow the after activation effect of the card as normal. Finally, clean up the river. Then continue to the Shadow phase and advance the Shadow marker 1. Space towards the center. There are no shadow effects this time, so this guy still goes to the bottom. Oh, I forgot to do heal. Whoopsie. So it should look like that. It is not. Oh, we have to move this. We need to get to the light. God damn. Do we have to get to the light, or do we just have to go onwards? We do have to get to the middle first. It is now the start of another Lunar phase. Retrieve all your unused dice. Each action card can also has a bottom ability. For example, the heal card's bottom effect allows you to recover 1 spirit, moving your spirit marker to the left for every success granted. Okay. For now, let's choose the Explore action and attempt the bottom ability of the card. The bottom ability of the Explore card action says for every success, draw 1 Explore card, choose 1 and discard the others. Follow the steps above, pull the cards towards you, and choose a number of dice. Roll and count successes. Roll 2 dice and get 2 successes. Hey, double fail, but we're in the tutorial, so we resolve until we get 2 successes. Got it. After the prologue, whenever you attempt the top ability of an action card and fail to gain enough successes, you can always perform the bottom ability instead, using the successes that you rolled. If you fail to get any successes, the attempt fails completely. Then instead of performing an ability, you would clean up the river as normal and continue with the Luma phase. Because you attempted the bottom ability of the Explore card, you gain 2 successes. Draw 2 Explore cards. There are 2 types of Explore cards, Boons and Banes. Boons can be used to aid you in your adventure, and Banes will hinder you. Let's choose to keep the Berries Boon cards. First, place it below an available boon space on the left dashboard. Then discard the Mud by placing it face up in the Explore discard pile. Finally, clean up the river. So this goes like this. This goes here. Flip. Now, let's attempt to advance the light marker by choosing to perform the bottom ability of the light card. Oh, I guess that's a good reason why we should do that. It says, for every success, advance the light marker 1 space towards the center of the Wildwoods. The Wildwood track is important in order to successfully light the scene. The light marker must eventually reach the center space of the Wildwoods track. In this example, we will attempt to light the scene with 1 action, but you can always advance the light marker 1 space for each success you get. Because the light marker needs to move 4 spaces to reach the center of the track, and you only have 3 available action dice, now would be a good time to have some crystals. Crystals and action cards can be spent to add 1 success per crystal, but only if you first roll at least 1 success. Roll all of your remaining dice and get at least 1 success. Then spend your crystals until you have enough successes to move the light marker to the center of the track. Okay? We're removing everything. Gain at least 1 on the 4 up. We got 2. So 1, 2, and we only need to get rid of 2 crystals to get 2 more. You successfully lied the scene. Remember to clean up the thing. The only thing left for Luma is to resolve the Onwards location. Unfortunately, you have used all of your action dice, remaining another shadow phase. Begin the shadow phase by acting the Wildwoods. It attacks and causes you to lose 3 spirits. Oh no, we're out of spirit. Whenever you run out of spirit, continue losing spirit from the store to the spirit track, and then draw a shadow card. Drawing the final shadow card, Loss, always ends the chapter. Thankfully, Brahm's special ability, Protect, can be used once per chapter to prevent it. Read the bottom ability of the Brahm card and follow the instructions. So, once per chapter, instead of drawing the final shadow card, you may place this card face up, Protect, on the shadow discard pile. Then flip your Luma card to the Luma side. Done. With Brahm holding off the shadow, you still need to follow the after activation effect on the Wildwoods and clean up the river. Then for the last step of the shadow phase, advance the shadow marker 1 space toward the center. So you go like this, I think. No, it goes 1 to the right, huh? Okay, if the shadow marker ever reaches the center, even if you already have lied the scene, the shadow prevails. It's only 1 space away. You can do this. Begin the Luma phase by retrieving your dice and choose the Explore action. Oh no, but Explore is kind of hard. Explore is a 5 up. The Explorer is currently in the 5 up position. It's going to be hard. Roll all of your dice and get at least 1 success. We only need 1 success. I got a lot of successes. Don't forget to clean up. Okay, place the location marker on the location and follow the instructions. So this, draw a story cord 2. Okay. Was this a taste of things to come? What afflicted these creatures and caused them to act so unnaturally? Maybe this is what the deer had been frying of, Luma thought. These creatures needed help, and perhaps she and Brahm could bring healing to the forest. It was not far away now. On play, Luma prevails. Read the Luma prevails if section. Luma prevails if you light the Wildwoods and resolve the Onwards location, then travel to scene 2 into the dark. Okay. First, look at the section title, Luma Prevails, at the top of the book. Congratulations, you've completed. You have now been instructed to travel to scene 2 into the dark. To travel, you will follow the travel steps listed on the top right of the dashboard. First, discard all creatures from the river and place them face up in the creature discard pile. Done. Next, clean up the river and remove light, shadow, and location markers from the scene. Finally, turn the page to scene 2 into the dark to continue play. Into the dark. Luma sat down on the other side of the river and rested her head against Brahm's reassuring leg. She smiled a little as she watched the Wildwoods happily dig up some thick roots from the sodden soil. Her light had proven successful in healing the creature from the crimson shadows, but had drained her of her spirit. Every time she used the light, she had felt closer to the brink, in danger of being lost to the shadow herself. It made her feel frightened and abandoned, just like she felt at the dead of night when the nightmares came to visit her. In her heart, Luma understood that if the shadow continued to spread, it wouldn't just be the forest that suffered, it would be everything she loved. The creatures she had cared for, her home at the river's edge, even Brahm. The old bear heaved his body with a deflated sigh and nudged her gently. Slowly, Luma's dark thoughts subsided, and she felt a sense of calm return. I am ready, Brahm, she said, meeting his eyes. The bear looked towards the forest and back at Luma. He nodded, as he had always done when she shared her visions and fears with him. With Brahm by her side and a growing light inside of her, Luma gathered up her courage and marched towards the unknown. Something or someone was calling her to heal the forest, and she felt ready to face whatever shadows awaited her. But with each step, her scene of responsibility grew heavier and doubt returned. If I fail, everything will be lost. Nerves started to get the better of her, and she held onto Braum tighter and tighter with each passing step. Oh, these are reference instruction cards. Congratulations on completing the prologue. Take the next 4 cards from the prologue deck and place them beside you. These are references. Set aside the Lunar Bone 4 action cards. You will continue. Return all the cards. Proceed to check. That is it for the prologue. Woohoo! That was pretty fun. I like that. I might have to back this. Also, that will be it for the video. If you like it in the tabletop, they have chapter 1 in here too, but we will leave that for you to play on your own. And yeah, that is it. It looks like a pretty cool game. Interesting solo experience. And until next time, take care. Bye.